Hello and welcome to my video, lesson 3.5, problem solving with trig. So here we have a set of triangles, and you'll see this happen quite a bit where it's kind of cut down the middle. Now, this kind of looks like it's actually kind of an isosceles where this side and this side are equal, but given the values in the question, that is not actually the case. It's just drawn that way because it's easier for me to draw like that. Okay, so what we have to do first is we have to read the question, figure out what we're looking for, and what do we have. So our first step is if we, oh, and actually I'm just noticing right now that our letters are incorrect. So let me just try to fix that right now. I accidentally put a thing here. We're just going to fix that right now. B, A, C. There you go. Much better. So what we have to do is we have to read this and figure out what everything is. Now, when you have an angle like this, when we have this like symbol angles, and then we have like a bunch of letters afterwards, 3 different letters, what this actually means is we have to start wherever the first letter is, so B, go down to A, second letter, and then go to the third letter. And what I've just drawn here, and I'm exaggerating it quite a bit hopefully for you, is I've drawn an angle, right? This is the angle that is given to us. So that is the 37. So it's always actually the middle letter that it is, and it's very specifically that you draw all 3 lines, or all 2 lines, in order to understand what angle that is. Because if it was looking for this angle, we'd say that is angle BCA. But if it's looking for this angle, we'd say it is BCD. But if it's looking for this angle, now we'd say it's DCA. All of these are the angle C, right? But we can't just write angle C because we want to be more specific and say which one of those 3 angles we're actually talking about. So that's why we need to use that sort of notation. Okay, so it looks like this. Now let's go ahead and fill in some more data. We've got 4 centimeters on the AB side. That's from here to here. And we're looking for angle AD. So that's from here to here. So angle AD needs the entire side, but we need to find this side first before we can find the entire side. And then angle AD, or side AD, really just equals 4 plus x. But we don't know x. So we need to go backwards and figure out x. How do we find x? Well, at this point we're kind of stuck. We actually need one more piece of information, I think, here. Yeah, I'm just thinking about this, and I think we need one more piece of information. I'm going to give this side length here as the extra piece of information. I'm going to say it's 10. Is that too big? Yeah, I'm just going to go with 10. Okay, so we need that one last piece of information. It actually wasn't enough quite yet, but now we have enough information. So how are we going to find the x? Well, right now we still can't in that triangle, but what if we had the side y here? What if we had that side? Then we would be able to, I'm just looking here, actually we have a random couple letters there. That was weird. Okay, so we're going to find side y first. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to look from the purple numbers, and side y is going to be our opposite side. This is going to be the adjacent, and we're going to have to solve for that. So tan of the angle equals opposite over adjacent, which is 4 centimeters. So now we can go through the process of opposite operators to solve for the opposite side. So 4 times tan 37 equals opposite, which is what we're looking for. So now we just need to plug that in our calculator. 4 times tan 37, and I get 3.0142. Make sure you don't round until the very end. Okay, so at this point, y here is 3.0142 centimeters. Now we need to solve for x. Now, we don't have any angles to solve for x, so in this question, we are going to use Pythagorean theorem. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared. But x is in the a position or b position, doesn't really matter. So 10 squared equals, I'm going to call it 3 for now, and we'll make sure we have all of those decimals in precisely later. But 3 squared plus x squared. So now we're going to subtract 3 squared on both sides. And we're going to have x squared like that. Now we're going to square root both sides. So x equals 10 squared, or the square root of 10 squared minus 3 squared, which is like 100 minus 981, so it's 9 would be our answer. Now, to be a little bit more precise, because of the decimals that we have, it will be close to 9, but not exactly 9. So let me just get the exact value here. 9.5349. So I'm going to call it 9.5 in here when I'm writing it. So then when I add 4 plus that, I get 13.5 centimeters as my final answer for side A to D. All right, great. Let's continue down. So that was just a triangle that was given to us, right? Now we're going to do some word problems. Here's 2 different word problems. I recommend pausing the video and trying it yourself, seeing if you can get the answer. Okay, but at this point, Jimmy is standing on his roof. So here is Jimmy standing on his roof, and he looks across the street at an apartment building. Here is the apartment building. Okay? When he looks across the street, from his perspective, the angle of elevation to the roof is 30 degrees. So if it's from his eyes, angle of elevation is the angle up is 30 degrees. And the angle of depression to the base of the apartment building is 15 degrees. So my drawing is not really to scale because 15 is smaller than 30, but there it is. And if the buildings are 20 meters apart, well, that tells you the distance from here to here is 20 meters, which is also the distance in here is 20 meters. Okay, which building is taller and how tall is it? Well, I mean, you can tell by my drawing already, but it's got to be the apartment building is taller. And how tall is it? So what we're going to have to do is solve both the blue and the red triangles. So for the blue one, we have 15, we have 20, and we're looking for the opposite side. So this is going to be tan of 15 equals opposite over 20. Now we'll put the 20 onto the other side. So 20 tan 15 equals opposite. So opposite equals, I'm just plugging this into my calculator, equals 5.3589 meters. Okay, now let's keep going a little bit more and doing the red triangle. This is 30 in here, this is the 90, this is the 20. Okay, we're still looking for the opposite side again. So it's tan of 30 equals opposite over 20. Okay, so then it is 20 times tan of 30 equals opposite, which is, typing in my calculator, 11.55 meters. Okay, and so if we're looking for the total size of the building, then we just add those two together. So that plus that equals, just plugging this into my calculator right now, 16.9 meters. All right, let's keep going and do our last question. Connor scores a lot, decides to quit his normal job and become an arborist. Arborists prune and cut down trees and get paid by the height of the tree. While standing 8 meters away from the tree, he measures the angle of elevation from his eyes to the top of the tree to be 30 degrees. First thing you have to do, draw a picture. Okay, just like I did in the last one, draw a picture. So here we have the tree. Beautiful little picture, hey? And Connor scores a lot. So while he's standing 8 meters from the tree, okay, so let's start labeling some things. So this is 8 meters. All right. He measures the angle of elevation from his eyes to the top of the tree to be 30 degrees. So look at where his eyes are. Okay. There's a 30-degree angle there, angle of elevation to the top of the tree. If Connor's eyes are 2.1 meters above the ground, how big is the tree? So now we're given this last piece of information that he is 2.1 meters tall, basically. And so we need to find the height of the tree. Okay, so pretty easy to start. We have a triangle like this, 30 degrees like this, 8 meters like this, and we need to find this opposite side. The issue is we can't forget to add the 2.1 meter eye height at the end. That is where most people will mess up, or they put the 2.1 in the triangle, which it is not in the triangle. So anyways, let's go ahead and solve this. And you'll notice that in real life questions, we often are using tan to answer these questions. Like in the last one and in this one, we use tan. So anyways, we're going to rearrange this. We're going to get 8 tan 30 equals opposite. So typing this into my calculator, I get 4.6 meters. Whoops. Okay, but we have to not forget to add the 2.1 meters for the height, so it's 6.7 meters tall. Yeah, so 6.7 meters tall for this tree. So I hope this video helps you better understand problem solving with trigonometry, and especially that you can recognize when we have to add the 2.1 meters for a person, a surveyor, some sort of measuring device, or whatever else. So I hope that this gets you started with some problem solving questions, and good luck.